What's up, YouTube? It's Coffee, back with an update, man. The other day we heard the news that evil demon killer cop Eric Chauvin got poked up behind that prison wall in the feds. And then the news had been quiet kind of for a couple days. And today the media erupted with a major update. More details emerged. And it's a crazy story. It almost has me thinking, you know, as someone who taps into prison content, could this change up prison politics? I don't know. You know, I'm saying this as a square sitting back, just tapping into the blogosphere, seeing everything going on. But this is a very complex story.
Breaking news.
Thanks for joining us. We begin with breaking news in the prison stabbing of Derek Chauvin.
New court documents show an inmate and former Mexican gang member stabbed him 22 times. Chauvin is serving more than 20 years for the murder of George Floyd. Jeff Wagner has been following this, has some new details for us right now. Jeff, what's happening?
Well, Frank, federal prosecutors say that inmate is 52-year-old John Turscak. They charged him today with attempted murder. He's serving a 30-year sentence for crimes committed while a member of the Mexican mafia gang. Here's what prosecutors say happened on Black Friday. Turscak stabbed Chauvin 22 times with an improvised knife in the law library. Chauvin was taken to a hospital for treatment. Turscak told correctional officers he would have killed Chauvin had they not responded so quickly. This happened at the Federal Correctional Institution in Tucson, Arizona. Prosecutors say Turscak later told FBI agents that he had been thinking about assaulting Chauvin for about a month, but denied wanting to kill him. Turscak told the agents that he attacked Chauvin on Black Friday as a symbolic connection to the Black Lives Matters movement. After the stabbing, Turscak was moved to an adjacent federal prison in Tucson. Records show he's still in custody there today. He faces up to an additional 40 years if convicted on these new charges, Frank.
Yeah, and I know we're working on speaking to some other people, so we'll update this at 6.
So Chauvin got it in the law library. And the guy said he had been plotting on him, planning this out. You know, the specific date that he did it, Black Friday, he did to symbolize, you know, support of the Black Lives Matter movement. And honestly, just hearing of this reported as a simple shanking doesn't really express how brutal this attack was, right? I mean, getting shanked is brutal, it's serious, but you heard what they said. He hit him up 22 times. It's a shock. Chauvin is alive, you know, F him. Too bad he didn't die. This guy is a evil killer. And I don't know why hearing a shank referenced as a improvised knife just kind of has me like, what? You know, I mean, you hear of a lot of things spoke on in technical proper terms, but for some reason a prison shank improvised knife just kind of had me like, I don't know, comment and let me know your thoughts about that. But when I'm talking about this whole prison politics thing, right? Again, I'm a square. Okay, I always put that out in my videos. I just tap in with the people out there and hear everyone's thoughts. But you know, I watch prison content from time to time. I used to make videos commentating on the prison sector of YouTube, which, like, just a crazy place, you know, doesn't really tie into this video like that, except for the fact that while watching all those prison videos, you know, we've heard of the prison politics behind the wall, that out west. And I don't know if it's different from the feds to state prison, as this is a federal prison out west in Tucson, Arizona, that when it comes to the politics, and correct me if I'm wrong, everyone tap in, that the whites and Mexicans or Latinos click up, and you know, the blacks click up with different races like that. It's all about race out west, right? And when I heard this, I've been hearing other stuff come out regarding prison stuff, where they were saying some of the black and brown tension. I don't know if that was just in state prison on the West Coast or what, but that black and brown tensions and all that were trying to be, I don't want to say a peace treaty or nothing like that, but I was just hearing, you know, talks of a ceasefire. And again, I could be wrong. I want to know what everyone thinks about this. But when I heard this, you know, that this dude was Mexican mafia and he's a stepper and all that, like, could this, that he did this by his own words, you know, to support Black Lives Matter and all that, could this mend the relationships between the black and brown behind the prison walls? But then other stuff emerges from this. And again, y'all, let me know what you think about all that. Let me know if I'm way off, whatever. But more news emerges all about this, right? That this guy was a federal informant arrested back in 97. What's crazy is he was set to be released in 2026. It's wild, too. The conspiracy community is really active right now. Like, they're not believing all this. They're like, yo, this is a psyop. This ish isn't real. As I will say, it's like extremely hard to find a picture of this guy, 52-year-old John Turscak. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. As everything coming out media-wise in the blogosphere through the Google sphere is all tied to articles that don't have this guy's picture in it, and it brings up other people's picture, and it's really hard to delve all the way back in to 30 years ago or whatever like that, you know what I mean? Because this is just erupted in the news. But it's like, why is it so hard to find an image of this guy, is what a lot of people are saying, myself included. I have this one picture. I'm not saying for show that this is dude, but you see, they did put out that he has a tattoo of a black hand that they say is a reference to the Mexican mafia. But a lot of people are questioning this. Like I said, the conspiracy community is not believing this at all. But again, this is a very complex situation. Like I was saying, I hear this, and just as someone sitting back watching this all play out, I'm like, man, could a Mexican mafia representative poking up this white killer cop who killed George Floyd, could this mend the brown and black relationships behind the wall? But then you find out that this guy is, and I don't know, again, I want to know if everyone thinks that could happen, that something could change prison politics like that. But then you hear that dude was a federal informant. And again, it's so crazy. He was set to be released in just a couple of years, but said F it, and got hit with all these new counts. And you see the statements that he's putting out to the media, like, there's no way he's beating the case. Not that he would anyways. I mean, I'm pretty sure beating something that you do behind the prison walls is probably a lot harder than beating something out on the street. Maybe I'm wrong with that. But the fact that he's pretty much, or did indeed, confess to the crime with his motives and everything, laying it all out, he's definitely probably never going to get out of prison at this point. But back to what I was saying, seems he was snitching for the feds, involved in drug dealing, among other stuff, back in the day. And actually, reports are saying he actually is not Latino, that he's a white guy with Czechoslovakian parents, and just lived in a neighborhood where he was active with like a Mexican clique or hood or gang or whatever. So he's like Milk 7-4, allegedly, according to all this. Again, we're just kind of freestyling here, but he's like Milk 7-4, but in a Mexican neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? A white dude that ran with Mexicans, got arrested by the feds, was informing for the feds, gave up like 40 members of the Mexican mafia. But then it says like the feds stopped messing with him. I don't know, he did something to mess up their relationship as an informant, but still helped secure the conviction of 40 Mexican mafia members. And all these years later, here he is now, set to come home in a couple of years, and pokes up Derek Chauvin and is putting it out to the media. I did this in support of Black Lives Matter. But I mean, it's just so wild when you hear that, right? Again, a very complicated story. Everyone, please tap in. Let's talk about this. But it's just crazy to hear someone snitch on the Mexican mafia and help put allegedly, 40 individuals behind bars, and he's still alive in federal prison. Then I started thinking, well, with Chauvin being a cop, is he in like a PC type prison, or a PC part of the prison, and this guy's a PC inmate because he's an informant or whatever, But still, even with all that, not that I know all about the Mexican mafia or nothing, and I say all this very delicately, as I know that's not something you want to play with or nothing like that. What was that one movie? Was it Blood In, Blood Out, or American Me? As they're both practically kind of like the same damn movie. Damn, that's even crazy to think. In those movies, both of them have a white guy that's down with La Onda or whatever they call it in the other one, right? But like a main guy that's a stepper and involved in the major movement, and Blood In, Blood Out, he's the main guy. In American Me, he's like dude's second in command or whatever. But I think it was American Me, some people got bodied over making that movie, and Danny Trejo tried to warn everybody, and I guess individuals weren't listening. But so again, I put this out respectfully. I'm just freestyling here. But with all that being said, and how powerful of an organization that is said to be, it's wild to think that even if this dude is in PC or whatever, that he would still be alive and still sporting that ink that we're seeing put out. So it's a complex situation. Definitely want to hear from everyone on this. Do you agree with what people are saying over there in the conspiracy community? What is your thoughts across the board? If dude wasn't a rat and all that, and wasn't a white dude, not that being white or from a different race than what the majority of a race is, that's with different organizations and gangs like that someone can't be respected and solid, but it's like being an off-brand dude and then being a snitch on top of it. It's got to be all bad, for business, right? But basically what I'm saying, if I'm curious to know if dude was a solid dude who repped for that race or car or whatever in the feds, right? If he was solid and did that and put it out when he was about to come home, and sacrifice his freedom and everything and put it out there, that he did that to support BLM and everything, would that possibly have helped mend those relationships behind the wall and all that? Tap in, let me know, and again, I want to make it clear, Jake Coffee Talks, a square, an internet nerd, as I always put it out there, just bringing y'all the content and looking to engage with everyone and see what everyone thinks. You know what I mean? That's what we do over here, and we talk music, news, sports, and more. So make sure to subscribe and like the video, as well as joining the discussion. But you want to know something else before I close this out? Can you believe Chauvin's family had the nerve, as he was hospitalized for a couple days, as he was poked up 22 times. Too bad he didn't die, right? Poked up 22 times. I'm sure, they had to do a lot of patching him up in the hospital, right? And I guess they were calling up the hospital going crazy. What's up with evil killer Devil Derek? Is he okay? And the feds didn't get back to them quick enough, and they were all crying about it and are all pissed. Like, yo, this dude is a cold-blooded evil murderer. Like, you guys expect all these updates on time. Did what about George Floyd? Did he get any respect at all? Like, fuck out of here. But anyways, that's it for this one. Again, very tricky situation. New update today. Let's talk about it all. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. It's Coffee signing out. Peace.